take a moment, find your center. Means come home. To come home, to be at home in yourself, in your spine, in your organs, to be at home, to be at ease, to be grounded, to be present. In your breath, in the experience of your breath, in the experience of your body. Not the idea, not a story, but the experience. To taste it, to feel it, to be life, to be yourself. Not a story, not an idea about yourself. Make it a habit. Instead of the habit of being distracted and spilling all over the place here and there, make a habit to be centered, like a bullseye. Like you focus the lens of the camera before taking the picture. So you focus the different layers of yourself, your body, your heart, your mind, like a compass, like a tuning. Again and again and again and again. Like the way you dribble a basketball, or the way that you kick a soccer ball. You practice, you train to be stable, grounded, present within yourself, not spinning out in the past or future, but just to be quiet, to be at home. When you're at home, no need to explain anything or justify anything. Otherwise, endless justifications, endless stories. So make yourself at home inside. It has nothing to do with approval from others. Everything else we do is for approval on the surface. The way we look and talk, what we say, all the things we show. And even we get the approval, it's not enough. So you don't even need to approve yourself, just be present. You don't even need to approve yourself or like yourself, not even necessary. Just be present. Just to tune your spine, just tune your breath, center your mind. We begin chanting Om together, one time. Inhale deeply. So one of the central questions is it here or is it there? Right? Am I here or am I there? And so, before understanding here and there, we have to ask ourselves, is it ever enough? Because we're living in a way like it's never good enough. I'm never good enough. I never have enough this. It's never enough. It seems that no matter how hard we try, and no matter what we achieve, there's an underlying current of not enough. And we're living from that place of not enoughness. And so this present moment, if this present moment is not enough, means this present moment is inferior, is not correct. And what is correct is something else, something somewhere else, in some imaginary other and over there, in the future, is the idea of something that perhaps is enough. But what we see is that if we apply this mind of not enough always to the present moment, that no matter where we are, that's the only mind that we apply. We don't know how to be in this state of enough. All we know is not enough, how to keep pushing and going, like it's just around the corner. And so, unknowingly, we are get disconnected from the present moment, because this is only a stepping stone to get over there. Over there may be enough. It's implied that maybe over there is enough, here is not enough. But what I've seen is that it's never been enough for anyone. Not a single person has ever had enough. It's never enough. And so for this reason, we have to question whether is this moment enough? Because that moment is imagination. Actually, the future, each one of us are dreaming our own story, and none of them intersect. All of them are just calculations based on probability. Same with the past. Each one of us has our own idea of the past. Your idea of the past is not the past. The past is everything that's happened everywhere, from the microcosm to the macrocosm, is the past. A few little pieces of information about your life that have been twisted and distorted, and the limited space around you and what you know, is not the past. That's just that's some small interpretation of a little fragment of something. And so in the same way, each one of us are trapped in our own story about the past, even different from the people we live with and interact with every day, completely different. Same with the future. So past and future is there. And there, we can say anything about there. We can control there because it's not real. It's in our mind only. And there is good, there was bad, there was the best, there anything. Anything goes over there. There it will be better. There I'll be happy, then I'll be happy. Everything then and there. Everything is for then and there, and anything goes. But the other, there's then and there, and then there's here. Here there's no time. Here there's no control. But here is the only possibility to taste the ice cream. And then and there is in the mind. But here and now, this is where we can be alive. And so to be present here means here is enough. I am enough. Not just I, myself, my life is enough. The infinite, everything is enough in this moment. And so to live from that place of enoughness, then you can appreciate life. Otherwise, it's always just clawing to try to get over there with the idea that there will be better than here. And so yoga is the art of enough. This moment is enough. To be at home in your breath, in your heart, in your center. And that being the ultimate success, to be yourself. The greatest gift you can give to the world is to be yourself, to naturally be yourself. And so this is what we're talking about with tuning, with cleaning. We have so many stories, we have a Disney mind, like everything's going to work out and this, and we should get this and everything. We're trying to impose this control, these expectations on life. So this practice is very simple. You tune your body, your breath, you clean your heart and mind, and then be present. Be present is a kind of listening. In that state of deep listening, life reveals so many secrets, so many revelations and creative moments and moments of beauty, moments of joy are all around us. But we don't have the tuning because we're in this stress state, ego state, mind state, past, future. So this is practice of tuning yourself. We recommend to take a little time each day. The same like you clean your clothes, brush your teeth, take a shower every day. So that's very good, but it's not enough. That's not enough. We need to clean our inside, inner cleaning, inner tuning. Clean your cells, clean your organs, clean your blood, clean your nervous system. Clean your breath, clean your heart, clean your eyes and ears and nose and mouth, clean your mind. It feels good. It feels good after you take a shower. You feel good. You feel light. You feel fresh. When you wash your sheets and get into a clean bed, it feels so nice to be in a clean bed with nice sheets. In the same way, when you clean yourself, it feels so nice to be at home in yourself. Then you don't want to run away. You don't want to be distracted. You don't want to zone out, to tune out. The greatest joy is to be at home in yourself. There's no greater joy. Even MDMA, all of these things. To be at home in yourself is the ultimate experience of existence. Not getting the watch, the Lamborghini, the girlfriend, the family. All these things are secondary. All these things, if you're disconnected from yourself, you have the greatest family, the best job, the nicest house. It's all empty if you're disconnected from yourself. So, first to find a connection with yourself, then whatever happens will be good. However, if you attain all these complicated things, you sacrifice your whole life studying, get this and that, but disconnected from yourself, the whole thing is miserable. And this idea that over there, at the end of the rainbow, we're going to be happy, going to retire and money, it's not true. It's not true for anyone. It's not going to be true for us. So the other option is to be present here and now. Through the experience, the deep experience that now is enough. It doesn't mean that it's finished. Everything is evolving, unfolding. The river is flowing. The garden is growing. But the garden is whole, the plant is whole at each stage in its growth. Not only when it dies, not only in the last moment before death, but that wholeness must be experienced at each stage, and the good and the bad also is all part of the growth of. So this is what we mean, radical presence. Now we're in a state of radical distraction. Radical distraction, working on things we don't care about. Our whole day is spent in time doing things we don't want, and then distracting ourselves from the pressure, tension of doing those things. And so we've forgotten the taste of joy, the taste of silliness, the taste of playfulness, the taste of adventure. No, because of this, it's been internalized, this control structured, multitasking, get things done, achievement. Like this, we apply that now in our personal life, everything. Every moment is kind of punishment. Right, so this path of here now is path of celebration, the path of dance. Life is a dance. It's not a puzzle to be solved. It's not a race to be won. It's a dance to be danced. Life is dancing. The planets, the stars are dancing. The cells, molecules, atoms are dancing. And then everything in between. Everything in between is dancing. And it's clear, all of nature, the plants, animals, the microorganisms, the insects, everything. But if we look at nature, then we look closest to the animals kept in captivity. We do not behave or look like natural life anymore. We're so disconnected that we're exhibiting all the same behaviors of animals kept in captivity. So it's like a process of rewilding. We have to rewild. We have to get in touch with the primal energy that's in your glands, your hormones. The sexual energy is the primal energy. Also, this energy that's moving and growing in the seed and the plant and the flower and the fruit, and this is all this one energy. Now, through dance and through touch, massage, through sunbathing, forest bathing, walking barefoot, swimming, being in the water, in the ocean, all these things help to rekindle that basic aliveness. Also, eating good food, eating vibrant, colorful, fresh foods, eating lighter food. We don't need so much heavy food, actually. It's creating a lot of heaviness emotionally, mentally, our food and diet. So things like colonics are really important. Colonics, enema, occasional fasting and colon cleansing, all this kind of stuff. Otherwise, everything becomes very heavy and contracted. So we're living in mindset, not enough. I'm not this enough, I'm not that enough. I'm not beautiful enough, I don't have enough money. It's not enough. We have to replace that with enough. This not enough can never be filled by anything. No one's ever filled it. Because the enough is not an object. Enough is the subject. To be who you are is enough. You are enough in the womb. You are enough the moment you were born. You are enough at every stage is enough. And failing is enough. And succeeding is enough. Everything is enough. Nothing can be, there's nothing in a circle. You can't, the circle is always whole. It's impossible that it could be unwhole, that it could be partial. So in the same way, you are enough, life is enough, everything, everywhere, from the molecular level to the planetary, everything is enough. So that's what's meant by yoga, this wholeness, like integration, tuning all the parts so that you can experience that. When it's out of tune, then it's creating its kind of suffering, frustration, tension. Okay, let's see what questions we have today. Spiritual bypass. How to get there? Yeah, we have the bypass as well. We can create suffering every moment. We can create infinite suffering with our thoughts. In fact, that's what we do. Infinite suffering, infinite stories about the past and future. So you can choose your story, actually, whichever story is the best. Once upon a time, Sleeping Beauty, waiting for the prince, gets the kiss, everything happy ever after. What's that kind of story? We're full of stories, that's right. In the present moment, there's no story. The present moment is not hiding from life, but like a sports player. We do the training, but in the game, you have to forget everything else in order to connect at that deep level. And so, for sure, there's a tendency, we do everything, we make infinite stories. We have infinite justifications for everything that we do, everyone. There's no way out of that. No, we're always caught in some habit and in some story. So the question is the current configuration working or not? If it's working, then we're nothing to do, then we can continue on. Because life is like a cycle. Everything's moving in these cycles and patterns. But if it's not, if something is off or out of tune, then maybe we can tune it. Maybe there's a way. It has something to do with the breath or our organs or the way that we hold our bodies. No, everything is stored in the body, all this trauma and tension and fear and everything. So we can work instead of analyzing and overanalyzing specific stories or situations that happened, we can release whatever that is from our nervous system, from our body, without having to dig into the content again and again and again. We're carrying many things from other lifetimes, from different our ancestors or generations or things from the cosmic thing. So it's impossible even to dig out and pick apart all the details of everything. It never finishes. So we have to, I think, if possible, we should take the shortcut, because it's taken a whole lifetime just to get here, and it's like nowhere. So if there's a way that we can truly tap into that infinite power, which is in the atomic bomb. How many atomic bombs in my finger? How many atoms in this finger? Unimaginable, the amount of energy and what's given birth, what's occurred in order even for this to exist. So if there's a way we can remember and tap into that infinite power that we are without having to pick through all the trash of all the humanity that's ever existed, then I think for sure we need to take the shortcut, because right now it's like a detour or some kind of detour. And so I think that I don't believe in the word spiritual. I think that there's just one life. There's no spiritual life and life, or family life, or work life, or fun life, or learning life. There's one life. And the idea of splitting life into many pieces is part of this schizophrenia. It's part of this what gets us trapped in all these infinite loops. And so I think that we need to take the highway now, though. We need the bypass. We need a way to get to the destination. The destination is here now. It's not somewhere else. Right? But we've been traveling so long and never arriving. How long can we go and never arrive? So the arriving is necessary. It's here now. Actually, what is the distance between here and then here? Right? Papaji would always say like that. Like, how long? Well, what can you take? An airplane? How long will it take in a train to get to here and now? Right? We have this idea that it's far away. First, I have to fix this and do that and learn this and go here and look like that, everything. So it creates infinite distance. Infinite distance. So understanding the true nature of existence, understanding about the breath, understanding about these subtle layers can help us to be present. Or we can continue along. Either way is fine. But I don't believe in this word spiritual. I think anyway we have infinite. For me, this is science. Really, this is biology. We're talking about chemistry, biology. We're talking about physics. The spiritual makes it something, some silly, childish, and fear thing that they're doing on the schoolyard or something like this. This is life. For me, this is this is what we call health and education. This is like the central core system of life. And by understanding the mechanics of that, then it will help us to excel. The same like if you train in a sport, right, then you'll excel in that sport. If you train in a musical instrument, you can excel in that instrument. So if you train in the mechanics of presence and in understanding about the dynamics involved in the time and space and growth and such, then that can be useful. It can be a useful tool. Because many people I should say, in this time we're caught in the story of negativity and struggle and trauma, and then putting some image online, which is not fake, but somehow posing, that we're posing and playing some story. And so there's so many dynamics going on that are disconnected and disjointed. And so by centering, grounding oneself, tuning all the bodies, then you can experience that at-homeness that doesn't come from the approval of others. That doesn't come from the past or whatever happened in the past or the future. Or whatever. Has nothing to do with identity, with your identity or you being a good boy or a good girl or a bad boy or a bad girl, anything. It's not dependent on anything. That state of fullness, that state of peace, that state of love, that comes simply from being. So this is a science. This is the science of living, the art of living. And it must be applied in a methodical. Honestly, the real yogi is more like a soldier trained in the army. You have to have that level of sincerity and commitment and inner discipline and focus and determination. It's not something to do like on the weekends as a hobby, something like this. What we're talking about is this like high-level training, which requires like a consistent, repetitive, sincere experience. And through that experience, that's what we grow from. We grow from real experience, from being challenged and overcoming those challenges. Then that creates a kind of strength and inner strength. So we're sharpening our physical body, our biology, our chemistry. We're sharpening our willpower. We're sharpening our focus, concentration through these practices. So it's not, it's the shortcut, but it's not easy. It's not easy to maintain your practice. But empty words will just be empty words, if that's what we're talking. Anyone who's speaking empty words, those words are always empty words, no matter what flavor they have. Empty political words, empty love words, empty spiritual words. Empty words are empty words. Doesn't matter what flavor they have. So there's no question of that. We're not even talking about that. We're talking about science here. Empty words are empty. How did you know this was your calling? How did you find your purpose? So, it's true, but one thing I'll say is that I'm listening to that calling every second, every moment, every day. I have to listen. I have to listen, I have to shift, I have to adjust, I have to tune every day. That my purpose, I'm living, that's what I'm living it. I didn't find it, I'm finding it every day. I'm expressing it every day. I'm staying true to that every day. It's an every moment thing. It's not a once upon a time. Life is not a once upon a time. Every day. From when I was young, I was, I guess, different in somehow. I was whatever I was passionate about, I would do that. I didn't care about anything else. I wasn't interested in career or anything. It started with classical music, and then with sports. And I went very deep into that. And then with language, and I went very deep into that. And I saw, when you go deep into something, it was so beautiful, the discoveries I would make, the connections I would have. I got to travel around the world. I got to cross language barriers when I was, young. And then I was given the teachings of the sages when I was like 14, 15. I had a mentor who had been with Chogyam Trungpa. And so I had a taste for that. I had a thirst for that. And then when I was 19, I was initiated in a traditional path and given the teachings of the sages. And within a few weeks, my breath would stop and I was shooting out into all these cosmic transcendental states. And that went on for like a good 10 years, super intensely. And so as soon as I tasted, I thought, this is the purpose of life. I saw these yogis like this guy in his like underwear with his big dreadlocks and beard, and it was like, wow, that's my family. It was immediate recognition. And since that time, it was in 1998, 1999, then I just fully dedicated my life to it. And so I had this process of listening to life and following my intuition, listening to my heart. Because when I was young, sometimes I wouldn't, and then I would get smacked around, and I was like, oh, okay. So when this call, when this feeling, and when this knowing comes up, I have to listen to that. And so I was training. It's a constant training that I'm still going through this moment, every day. How to listen, how to be true, how to be sensitive, how to surrender. No, I had such a strong ego, such a strong, I was so arrogant. I was pretty smart, and whatever. I was a young, arrogant male. And then, through these years of service, and spending time with the great sages, and and living in a natural way, slowly, I matured. But the calling, the idea that there's one calling and you're going to find it, that your calling is your life. What you're living is your purpose. You're living your purpose. It's not once upon a time. It's not there then or there. It's actually what I realized recently. I'm saying this is that I don't have a life. There's not a me that has a life. Life has a me. Life has this temporary thing existing that's called Joel or me. But I don't have a life. There's no separate thing that's Joel that has a life. And so my life doesn't have a purpose because I don't have a life. The purpose of life is me. The purpose of life is manifesting as you. The purpose of life is manifesting as the tree, as the plant, as the fish. You are the purpose of life. There's no separate you that has a life. It's subtle, but please try to follow me. There's no you that has a life. Life, this endless play of elements and molecules and atoms is temporarily manifesting in this daisy flower, in this rose, in this coconut tree, in the you. So you are the purpose of life. So each moment is the purpose. Each person is the soulmate. Each person you meet is your soulmate. Whatever interaction is your soul connection. Can you explain the significance of the eye lock? Yes, this is very important. So the human being is vertical spine, right? The animals are mostly horizontal, like this. And so this is very stable, right? All the organs are relaxed. The breath is relaxed. There's a strong connection with the earth through these 4 points of contact. That's a relaxed position. The plants are vertical, but the plants have roots in the ground. Now the human being is vertical, but doesn't have, we have still in the tailbone, but mostly it's disturbed. And now in our feet, we're putting socks and shoes and high heels and all crazy things, standing on all kinds of materials. And so as a result, and gravity is continually pulling down, and so we have to exert an anti-gravity pressure at a very subtle and deep level. There's a kind of tension to the, and with our modern way of life, right, it's really bad news, super bad news. So we have to get the energy from here up to here. There's the central channel, the Sushumna. No, I'm not going to show. And so for that we have certain pumps or locks, because otherwise the energy just drains down, and it's always here or coming out down here, down here. And so there's one pump at the base of the spine. This is the root lock, Mula Bandha, right? Because we have like a well. There's like a well at the base of your spine where the infinite power of the universe is contained. It's like a tiny seed, right? But this is what is, yeah. And so we need to get down in there and then pull that energy up. So one is the pump, the root lock. Then at the top we have a connection, because there's a break in the throat between there and the brain with the mouth. So you have the tongue lock, which we're not doing now. And then you have this area here. And in here there's a lot of good stuff, including your pineal gland. Right? And so this eye lock is essentially milking certain glands in your brain. And when your attention goes out through your two eyes, the sun and the moon, right, it gets split into dualistic thinking. Good, bad, right, wrong, me, you. Everything is duality. Past, future, everything. But when your mind is turned up, then it's in the third eye, which is the one, the fire. This is the fire up here. And in the fire, there's no thinking. Mind is not going into mechanical thinking. So it's also like when you change the antenna, activating different networks, different channels. So this habit, it eventually become very blissful, because it starts to vibrate. There's very subtle things in your brain. And it helps with concentration. So during the sitting, during the practice, you want a one-pointed concentration, which means like a laser beam, unwavering. And so you can visualize like a small flame inside, and you lock at the tip of that flame. If you get distracted, you just come back, no problem. Actually, the purpose of practice is not to be good. We all want to, oh, look, I could do it, I'm good. It doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. Just by doing it, whether you're good or not good, you're going to, the life inside you knows what to do. Actually, we don't have to explain anything to life. Life knows exactly what to do. So eye lock. This is called Kechari Mudra. No. This is called Shambhavi Mudra. This is one of the mudras. So there are many secret locks in the body, also with the hands, with many things. We have many secrets inside. But the key is the central channel, getting the energy up this channel, getting the light. Then your spine is full of light, and it gets distributed to your system. This is the main antenna. How does community factor into meditation? How does it square with the idea that everything we need exists within ourselves? So Buddha talked about the three gems, the Buddha, the Dhamma, the Sangha. The awakened one, the teachings, and the community. Right? The community is a necessary part of life. Really, now we have no experience of community, because not even our family is community. No, now even the nuclear family. Before, in Cambodia, I lived here in the village for over a decade. Right? You had grandparents, parents, children, their cousins, nephews, everyone on the same plot of land, every day together, 20, 30 people from a family. And all the other families around. So this is the experience of community. Now, even within a nuclear family, everyone in their room on their phone, nobody talking. So we've lost the experience of the support and that system of learning and sharing and supporting and intergenerational, all that passing down of tradition and wisdom, knowledge, all these things as a lived experience. Right? We have maybe a holiday, we'll go and see them for a few hours or something like that. That's not community. And so now I saw most of the online community, but that's also not community. That's just a reduced, a very reductive version of connection. And so actually, in order to meditate, we can't, I mean, if you can go and live in a cave by yourself for years, go for it. You know, it's very hard to do. Very, very hard. Very rare. Especially not in this Kali Yuga time. You know, so the community, also, it's very easy when we're on our own to get deluded. In fact, we're all the time deluding ourselves. But when you're in community with other people, you can check in and you can share. And instead of things building up, you're able to let that out. Because try to meditate when you're full of worried about what she said, or did I say that right to her? Try to meditate. Good luck. You're on your own here anywhere, right? It's only when we have to share when we're holding on to something, and in community we can really empathize, you know, because we've been through similar experiences. We can see ourselves in one another, and so we can share our own experience, and through that we feel that we're not alone. Right now we're all holding on to or fearful of these things and feel that we're alone in that. But what I've seen living here the last 16 years, and before this in other communities for a decade, you know, is that we're all going through the same struggles and challenges, and if we can have a safe space to share and be real, then that becomes our strength. Those challenges become our strength. When we're in a healthy environment that encourages us to be real and listen and learn and grow, those exact challenges become our strength. That's community. Community is not some ideal of everyone's happy and it's like a utopia or something like that. Community is a space in which we can learn and grow through conflict. And so it's not easy. It's not easy. You have to learn how to live in community. That itself is meditation. Meditation is not sitting and being quiet. Meditation is the art of presence, and to bring that presence into every aspect of life. So we need sitting practice. Yeah, everyone should sit, but you can do it in the morning. You get up at 5 in the morning. You have 2 or 3 hours before anyone else is awake. Do some half hour of asana, hour meditation, another half hour chanting, another hour meditation, boom, 3-hour practice. So there's plenty of time. Then you have still from 8 until 8 p.m., another 12 hours to do worldly things. So, but the art of community itself is otherwise we live disconnected from the world, disconnected from life. That's not the goal either. The goal is not to be just floating on the clouds, like smoking opium all day, just floating up there on the meditation cloud, like in the great beyond. There are very few, I mean, nobody can do that. Trust me, you can't do that. Even you want to do that, impossible. So we need it engaged practice in our world and our community. Otherwise, we're always worried. We're worried about what's going on over there. Again, it's over there. Oh, those poor people over there in Africa, those poor people over there. But what about the people immediately around us? We don't care. We're not treating the people around us in our family, in our workplace respectfully or with love. But we're worried about some people that we never know and we're never going to see and don't care about. That's, that I'm calling bullshit, It's we need to be engaged in our immediate environment, in our community, in our home, in our hearts. In our hearts, if we can't bring that peace in our own hearts, but we're fighting for some other people that we don't even know, right? That's just a distraction. What is your guiding principle? That in-tuneness itself is what guides. That in-tuneness is what's leading. That's life. Life is guiding. Life is leading, not me. I don't know. Life knows, and so I'm just listening. I'm listening, and in order to listen properly to life, I have to tune, I have to be quiet. I have to be quiet enough. And life is speaking to me, guiding me every moment of every day, through everything, everyone. But for sure, like playfulness, creativity, simplicity, these are all keys, like natural, joyful. These are like when they in the past they say you have to become like a child. These are qualities of a child. This innocence, but not innocence in like a stupidity, but just to be pure, like in a pure openness, receptivity. That's the childlike state. When you clean your body, heart, and mind, you become more childlike. Otherwise, like an adult, all like stuck and heavy and angry and in this story about the past, everything. I know I'm a child. I was growing up in US, and growing up in Quebec, and growing up in Brazil, and growing up in India, now growing up in Cambodia. Question. How do Hinduism and Buddhism play a role in this? And what language are we chanting in? So there's a Hinduism and Buddhism are more like sociological, anthropological terms and categories. From the ancient sages and rishis and seers use the word Sanatana Dharma, which means the eternal Dharma or the eternal way, just the flow, the Tao. And in that there's no ism. There's no ism, there's no culture, there's no country, there's just it's the science of life, it's the art of life, it's the flow of existence. And so from ancient time there are those who have sought to live in harmony with that. Right? And that's called the Sanatana Dharma. And so there's so many different flavors. And so this is the path of Dharma. And each one, we all have our own Dharma. We have cultural Dharma, we have physical, there's many different interconnected layers. And there are many different languages we use. The one we're chanting in is mostly Sanskrit. But also I'm chanting in Tamil, in Hebrew, and all these other ancient languages, which were languages of vibration. Not just language of meaning, not just business language. But they're constructing these like subtle mandalas of light vibration, like building temples using the vibration inside of themselves, around themselves. So Hinduism, Buddhism, for me it's the path of these great enlightened sages. And then around them forms some tradition or something like that, but that's not for them there's no tradition, there's no isms. And so really the question is, what is this? What is this? A role in this? What is this? This we're talking like gardening. You water the garden, then the garden will grow. So we say that you are a garden. This is not just like a cabinet or a television or something. This is a garden, which means it's alive. This moment it's alive, which means this moment it's dying. Every moment you're dying. Bad news for Brian, right? Every moment your body, without your cells dying and being reborn, then life is impossible. So life is continually dying and being born each second beyond your control, because life is not yours. You are just like a wave on the surface of life. You also are the entire ocean of life. But point is that you don't have a body, right? The life is doing its thing and it's alive. And so if you take care of the garden, if you nourish the garden, if you nurture the garden, then the garden will give you an abundance. If you plant the seeds of creativity and love and kindness in your garden, then those seeds will grow in your life. If you water the seeds of sadness and anger and the past by thinking about them every day, then those are the seeds that will grow in your life. Those are the weeds that will grow in your garden. However you spend your time and energy, that's how you're watering your garden. And so all we're saying is that pay attention to your garden, take care of your garden. It's not a chore to be in the garden, it's a joy to get to spend a half hour, an hour in your garden. To be out in the sun with the plants is so beautiful. It's like a blessing. And when you invite people to your house, how do you want your house? You want to have a wonderful garden. People come into your atmosphere, they feel good, they feel loved. They're not afraid, or they're not, like this. We want a nice fragrance. And so we have to take care of our hearts and minds. We do it. Everyone's taking care of their face. Everyone's taking care of their Instagram page. Everyone's taking care of their clothes and their hair. Take care of your nervous system, your blood, your cells. Take care of your heart. Take care of your mind. Clean your body, heart, and mind every day. And then do it, 100-day challenge. That's what we're telling you, 100 days. When you leave here, 100 days every day, you do the same practice every day. Half hour is enough. 6 postures, 6 to 8 postures, 3 breathing exercise, and meditation. Do it every day. And then 100% you'll know for sure if there's some benefit in your experience, your daily experience. Because the yoga, it's not for getting good at yoga. If you want to get good at yoga, go somewhere else. Right? If you want to be good at being yourself, then you don't need to give yourself another challenge. Look, I could do it. Look at me, I'm going to prove it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to conquer it. It doesn't matter. Who cares? Right? You can go around the marathon, all that stuff, do it. But what I'm saying is, if you can, like you wash your clothes, you wash your heart. You wash your mind. Like you clean the plates after you eat, like you wipe yourself after the toilet. You clean out every day your body, heart, and mind. And then you feel lighter. You feel at ease. You can be at home. Question. What caused you to start out on this path when you were 19? Was it a moment or experience or book? Okay, some more details. So when I was 13, my parents, right before my bar mitzvah, right before I was going to get bar mitzvah, my parents got divorced. But that divorce went on for like 6-7 years. My dad was a lawyer, and it was just like back and forth. I was living back and forth. I was already playing classical music, so I just poured my energy into classical music and learning languages. And playing sports. I was playing tennis, playing baseball. And then through that, I got all these opportunities to travel around the world. So then with this, I was practicing 5-6 hours a day, 8 hours a day, meditation, yogasana, reading the teachings, journaling, all that kind of stuff. And that went on for years and years and years. And I had already learned like 5 or 6 languages, and so I was able to go to a space beyond language. You know, I was studying translation theory, working in structural linguistics, like semantics, and wow, incredible things, incredible projects, which I really loved, with mentors who were brilliant. But that pushed me deeper into the space between language. And so I had started my doctorate, and then I was like, well, I'm not going to waste my life explaining language. And so then I moved to Brazil, and then I continued the journey and did more experiments in silence. That period went on about 10 years intensely before I ended up in Cambodia. Okay, is there room within meditation practice to process emotions like loss, grief? How? So meditation is a different approach than processing things like unpacking the story or like that. What meditation is you build a fire inside, and then you just throw everything into that fire. And you burn it from the roots, from the source. Because there's no way to, like, other people spend years and years in therapy talking of this and that, and one thing leads to the next. Right? So we have so many things inside the process, right? We have lifetimes. And every day, actually, mostly every day, if you eat food, you have to digest it. If you don't digest the food, what happens? You get gassy, you get constipated, you get bloating, right? That's not good. It means you're not eating the right food or eating too much food, something. Fire, but the strong mental fire. So in meditation, you contract all your energy, right? Every day we're just going this, doing that, 10 things at once. I'm talking and I'm eating and I'm thinking about and I'm walking, right? So you pull all that back in like a turtle, into your center, into your core, and it becomes, you pull the whole energy of everything into one little flame. And then ideally you just merge your whole self into that flame. But in the meantime, you can throw the loss, the grief, whatever, you can throw into that flame. But not by trying to understand it. There's nothing to understand. If it were possible to understand anything, someone would have understood something by now. Right, for sure. All these books in all the libraries, and still, nobody understands anything. Right? It's not, even you study yourself for your whole life, you won't understand. It's not about understanding. You don't need to understand yourself to be yourself. You can't understand yourself. So don't wait to understand yourself to be yourself. Just be yourself without thinking. It's like in sports. They're playing without thinking. It's through the training, then it's a flow. You're in the flow. You're being yourself through flow. Not should I say this or should I say that? Oh, is that enough like that? That's not being yourself. So you can't understand yourself. What would I understand? Like an obituary? Like I'm like this, I did this, I know this, I do that. That's nothing. That's not myself. That's a little story of a little fragment of whatever, a reflection of nothing. There's infinite layers. Can't be understood. You can live yourself. You can be yourself. You can't understand yourself. So you can't understand the emotions. You can't understand this. The situations have brought them about also. So just throw it all in the fire. Anyway, it becomes you. It's not ignoring it. Everything you eat becomes you. Everything is informed who you are. But we can't hold on to everything. You need to digest it. So just throw it in the fire. It will digest. Life knows what to do. Life knows what enzymes to use, where to put it, where to store it, how to use everything. We have to trust life. You have to trust life. Trust yourself. Come on, it's a joke. What can I do? I say I'm going to do one thing and I do the opposite. It's impossible. We can't trust ourselves. We have to trust life. Life knows what it's doing. Life is beating our hearts. Life is doing everything. Same with difficulty sleeping, all this. We need to, it's too much control. It's a control trip. But the control trip doesn't work. You have to see clearly. And you have to be able to laugh at yourself, laugh at the whole thing. We take it so seriously and then, we keep getting stuck. And then, no, it's ridiculous. It's hysterical. We have to laugh at ourselves. And then we can start to relax, to dance, to play. This playfulness is essential. This playfulness is the medicine. In the meantime, sometimes it's useful to use psychedelics because we're so caught in this story and banging our heads. Right? Dose of MDMA, dose of mushrooms, dose of ketamine, in the right circumstances, with guidance, etc. Or working with ayahuasca. I mean, ayahuasca is more heavy duty. That's like the toilet bowl cleaner, really. But yeah, this is my recommendation. Okay, next one. Who is God? Who? Who, what, where, when, why, how? All of that is God. No, God is everything. God is you. God is the life that's dancing as you. God is the sunlight. God is the fire. God is the water. It's not like some dude with a beard sitting somewhere else outside. Right? God is the infinite energy of the universe dancing in all the dimensions, and it's the screen on which all this is projected. Right? In your sleep, you have all these dreams, all these things in your dreams. Where are they? Are those objects inside of you? Is the ocean inside of you? Is the house inside of you? No, it's projected on a screen. It's an image of light that doesn't even exist. So God is that light. God is the screen. God is the dream. God is the dreamer. God is the beggar, God is the saint, God is the molecules and atoms that are dancing and everything. There's nothing that's not God. What is not God? Who is not God? Show me that. No? So it's you are not separate from that. You are that. You are not in any way separate from life. But the idea that God also this who, that it's a person, it's impersonal. God is personal and impersonal. God is matter and God is spirit and all the layers in between. But it's more like, we can call that light, we can call that love. It's a vibration, it's a frequency. Right? The waves and the dots. Everything and that which is beyond everything and the screen on which everything, all of that, we can say is God. But all these are concepts. Everything is only a concept. Concept is only useful when it has practical meaning, not as a way of creating us and them and being right and someone is wrong and everything. No, these concepts, otherwise we're carrying around concepts that are like we're harming ourselves with. We have no need for unnecessary concepts, none at all. It's actually detrimental that we carry concepts with us that are not useful or that are incorrect. It's terribly, terribly hurtful for ourselves and for others. So what we need is the freedom. The freedom comes when you stop thinking. When your mind is suspended for a moment, then you're free. No amount of concept, even a concept about freedom, concept about peace, this is going to keep you from experiencing peace. Any idea about love, it's all these expectations, it's like these rules, this, that, then love. Everything you're judging, this enough, that enough? No, not enough. Never enough. It's never enough. So the mind can't take you there. You have to train your mind. Use your mind like you use your hand. When I need it, I'm going to pick this up and I'm going to drink. But imagine I just kept wagging my hand off ferociously all over the place and could never put it down. That would be crazy, right? You would look at me and be like, that dude is not well. But we're doing that with our minds. It's not like smash everything to pieces constantly with the mind. What's the use? We have a headache. Everyone else is surrounded us has a headache from our own nonsense, right? We have to see it's funny. It's silly. We have to do the training. It's possible. If you can't train, if it just however it happens, however you came out, that's what it is, that's all you got, then so be it. Right? But we've seen people who are terrible at things, and if they practice it every day, they get good at it. Like sports, like music, like arts. And so if it works for that, then maybe, not necessarily, but maybe it will work for embodying fully in my body and my heart and my mind. And so that's basically what we're saying. And to take it like sports, like science. And then find out if it works, it's a miracle, right? It will be amazing, totally amazing. If it doesn't work, then whatever, nothing works, right? Everything is all bullshit. So you have to find out for yourself. What happens when you die? First thing we have to know, what happens when you're alive? Right, what happened? What is this? What is this? What happens when you go to sleep? What happens in the dream? What happens when No, we don't know what's happening anywhere. What's happening in the ocean? What's happening in the sky? We don't know. Now you want to know something invisible you can't see, also you want to know. We don't know what's happening now. What's happening right now? We don't know. So if you can't know what's happening now, how are you going to know what's happening somewhere else? It's all imagination. Anything you know is imagination. There's only misunderstanding, actually. There's no real understanding. From the highest levels of science, we know now that the observer is influencing what's observed. I mean, it's at a crazy level. Things are not what they seem, etc. And so the same goes with everything. There are infinite layers of everything. So not possible to understand. They say it's like changing clothes. This in a car, you drive your car, but then you get out of it, right? You wear clothes, you take them off. Right, so you're not a body with a spirit, but you're essentially a spirit that's wearing a body. It's having a bodily experience. And there are many other, they're saying essentially, by the time you have a human birth like this, and you're considering these kind of questions, you've already probably incarnated 100,000 times as a human, 100,000 times. Before reaching human birth, this like a spark from the flame. A spark comes off of the fire. That spark is equal to the fire. Starts a small spark. So that one spark from the infinite light, infinite source of energy of the universe, which started and experiencing this most basic forms, like gases, and then the very, very subtle minerals, and then in the most basic kind of proto-plant forms, and then et cetera, ocean life, and winding its way through the crustaceans, and then into the things and insects, and so each individualized spirit is experiencing each of all of the forms of existence before it reaches human birth. And so it's already had all of those experiences that are wound up in its karmic structure. And then by the time you get like this, we've had already hundreds of thousands of human births. And all of that's also involved in the karmic structure. And so, this isn't in certain traditions they taught the single birth, but we see even when Jesus was speaking with the a scene, or with these other gospels, which were thrown out by the church because they didn't want that, all the masters talk in different ways to different people based on their needs. And so he would speak in different ways to different communities also. And so this like multiple incarnation is essentially, anyway, anything is a story, whatever makes you feel good. In Brazil, they have a wonderful tradition called Spiritismo. And there's a guy called Chico Xavier, who wrote all of these books detailing, like these medium books detailing all of these different planes they go in these hospitals and the purification. Unbelievable stuff. And it's pretty solid. When I lived in Brazil, I went through all that stuff. That's incredible. Incredibly clear. And I think most people find that pretty uplifting. It's like, I think that, so if that's something that really like pulls you, I would study the spiritism works of Chico Xavier. What's that first book called? What's the name of the name of the medium? The guy is on the other side. No, that's Allan Kardec's one who started Spiritism in France in the 1800s before he came to Brazil. But there's Chico Xavier has the name of the guy anyway, whatever. That's so when we die. But we're already dead. That's the thing, we're already dead. Like, who is the you, too? That's the question. When I say I, am I this body and these cells? Am I the experiences? Am I my thoughts? Am I, the light of the soul? There's so many, because the body is dying and being replaced every couple years, right? Every 3 years, and most of it's dying every 7 years, or the whole thing. And so every time you breathe, you inhale and exhale, you die. Every day, every night you die and are reborn. So really, we're being born again each moment. Actually, they say it's like the frames in a picture. There's no connection between two pictures. There's no connection. It's not there's one thing that just keeps it. It's like you are completely fresh and new each moment. And so in order to be fresh and new and reborn each moment, you also have to die each moment. Dying is not evil, bad, or wrong. It's an essential part of the balance of the universe. Creation, preservation, destruction. These are the three. And without destruction or death, impossible, because everything is life for something else. Even this will be life for the microorganisms and everything. And so there's only one energy that's being recycled within everything. And so we can't, if we remove the death, then life has it's impossible, no balance, impossible to exist. All of our topsoil is composed of the death of all these things, all the minerals and everything in the earth. So death is just one of the phases of life, something. It's not a separate thing. It's not something that's wrong or something that's evil that's taken over. It is part of the rhythm of existence, is the recycling of energies in different forms and shapes, and none of the forms are meant to be here forever. That would be bad, right? Because we can hardly handle the few years that we're here. We're doing terrible things. So, yeah. So there are many different planes, many different worlds also. This is a particular world which is for spiritual advancement. Question, how do you carry all the learnings from this retreat into a world that doesn't seem to care? No, the learning is to be in tune with yourself, at home with yourself. When you're at home in yourself, then everything around you is at home. No, it's like when you have the dark glasses on, then everything around you looks dark. And when you have the other glasses on, everything around you looks light. And so that is the gift we bring to the world, is to meet the world with a pure heart. No, to be in tune and to be able to have compassion for those who are struggling or suffering by living it ourselves. No, there is no world. There's only individuals. The world can't care. The world's not a thing. It's a concept. World is a concept. You meet individuals. You meet people. People are real. The people around you. And you smile at them and say something nice, then they light up. That's what doesn't care. This is all concepts. Concepts don't care. No, now everyone online also is not online. Be a real person. Go out walking, go in the park. Talk with people, play music like this. You'll see the world will come alive around you, inside you, for sure. But the process, what do you call it? Tuning process, Like your basic hygiene, like you brush your teeth and you take a shower, you do that alone in private. So what I'm saying also, you have to do alone in private. You have to take time every day, you have your space, you have a process. Exactly, I do this, 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 and then I do this, and then that. And then you just do it. And then that will allow you to access that aliveness and skillfulness, mastery. We call effortless mastery. When you watch high-level sports players, high-level gymnasts do their thing, it looks effortless. You want that effortless mastery to be at home in yourself, to be present. There's incredible, the wisdom, the creativity, the efficiency that comes from being present. You can't fake that any other way. You can't fake it. You can't fake it. And so you just have to, like you can't fake it. Like playing tennis, you can't fake it. It's going to show if you know how to hit the ball. You can maybe get one or two lucky ones, but then you're playing a game, it's going to show if you can't hit a backhand, if you can't approach the net, whatever, it's going to show. So the same in this, it's going to show if you've never done any work to train yourself, to tune your breath, to awaken your spine, to balance your left brain and right brain, to release the pressure, then you can't fake it. So you have to take responsibility and then carry it. If it has value to you, then you can do it. Last question. How to let go of something or someone that's not good for you, but you simply don't want to. No, then go for it. If you don't want to, then go more into it until it gets bad, until it explodes, and then you realize, whatever, if you still want it, then go for it. And then find out. We should find out. We don't have to, there's no shoulds or shouldn'ts. Whatever you feel to do, you have to clean your mind and heart so that you can be clear. Ideally, we want to be clear. We don't want to trip over ourselves into the moment. But you're clear, and then whatever you feel to do, go that passionately. Good or not good, it doesn't matter. If something in you wants to do it, you can try to understand what it is that you want, what you're looking for through that. If it's not healthy for you, what you'll get out of that. You can analyze that and work with someone on that. You can do some body work, try to clear yourself. But if you want it, then go for it, whatever. And then find out for sure. Know for sure, then you're not sure it's good or bad. So go even harder, go hard. I'm all go hard, 120%, whatever, 150%. Whatever I'm doing, I'm 200%. I'm crazy. No, so I'm all for it, do it. Wherever your intuition's leading you, but you want to make sure your intuition is good, your intuition is clean. That's why you have to clean yourself every day. Even like the motorcycle helmet, you have to clean the goggles and visor. Otherwise, maybe you got some shit stuck on there and you're not going to see something that's coming. But otherwise, then I'm all for it. I think we need to live our lives 100%, not lukewarm. No, but radical presence, radical aliveness. But then if you decide, no, I tried this one, not good for me. What to do? You don't need to let go of them. You need to put your energy into something else. It's not about letting go of something that's not good. It's putting your energy into something that is good. This is a mistake. Everyone wants to, how do I forget it like this? No. When you're involved in living something that's happening and real, then you forget about that. It just falls by itself. You don't have to let go of it because your energy, your attention is going into something that's meaningful and that's good, and you get engaged in that, and you get involved in that. That makes you feel alive. Then without even thinking about it, it just goes away by itself. But if you keep thinking about that person and this, how can it go away? And how can your energy go where it needs to go? So it's not about, don't worry. Don't even think about the other person. Don't think about the other thing. You have to think, you have to harness, you have to take your mind and put it into the place where it's useful, where it can go. And at first maybe you have to force it, but then after a little bit it just goes that way. Everything is a habit. If you just allow your mind to go into negative thinking and all this person is then your mind will go that way, sure. But if you take it and push it over here and just keep pushing it over here, and that thing that you're doing is some creative outlet or new relationship or some adventure or doing your practice or walking in nature, whatever it is, and then that starts to nourish you, then of course you're gonna gravitate towards what's nourishing you as opposed to some shit that you don't like. And so that's my recommendation. So none of the words are true. There's no answer to any question. No, but when you're in tune, then there's no question. In that state of no question, then you can be present. No mind. Nothing is missing. So take a moment, come back to center, sit up tall, and find your breath, the good one, the juicy, connected, presence breath. Relax your mind. Usually we don't realize we're like squeezing our minds. Like you can squeeze your butt, you also squeeze your mind in your head. It's a kind of resistance. You have to relax that. When you relax your head and your skull and everything, then there's a kind of like inner smile. The inner smile starts from your heart, and then it goes into your eyes. Your eyes soften, your skull softens. Actually, it starts from, and then it goes into your cells. I can't remember where it starts. I think it starts in the heart, goes into the cells. All your cells are smiling and relaxing. Then your eyes are smiling and relaxing. And then finally, if it needs to, it goes to the lips. But actually, it doesn't even need to. It's better that it's not. It's better like a secret smile, like a ninja smile, where your whole being is in a state of smile. And people can feel it, but you don't need to show it. It's like a secret. Most people have the secret frown, that secret hatred, secret anger. So replace that with the secret smile. Inhale deeply.